You guys were asking about the Y-shaped hammer inside of the shell in my last video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Well, here's the piece of paper clip that I used to make the Y-shaped hammer. I'm just going to bend that in the shape. Okay, so that there is the basic shape for it. Now to get it to fit inside the 22 shell, you just measure it up, see where the holes are, or see how much it would take to fit in. So I'm just going to cut it off there and there. That's why I called it the Y-shaped hammer. It's sort of a Y shape. So just barely. I'm just gonna need to cut off a little bit more. Okay, we'll see if that fits. And it does. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to need to take a 22 shell that hasn't already been made. I should have one just over here. Okay. So this one, the end has already been drilled out. It's just big enough to fit a cap through. Or, yeah. But since I don't have any on the end, or have any with me right now, or, never mind, here we go. Here's a cap. The hole in the back is just big enough to fit that in. It's just big enough to slide in, and it's fairly tight in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just pull it off a little bit so you have enough room for this to stick out just a little bit past. It should barely stick past. Then you drop it in there. So that the tip is inside of the cap. Then you take your little rod and glue. This one's already been tipped in glue. I used Gorilla Glue or Super Glue for this. Then you just put it on the edge of the edges that we're touching there. If you didn't get that, I'll draw a diagram up for you here. So that there is what the 22 shell would look like, just in my drawing. So now I'm going to show you what the Y-shaped hammer would be. It's kind of like a Greek Omega. So what that would look like in here, I'll do that in a different color pen so you can see it. So it's just going to stick out the bottom a little bit like that. And then the cap would go over top of it, as illustrated with the highlighter. If you can see that. Well, I hope you can. So after you've done that and you have this assembly made, we're going to go to filling it with the powder, which I have on hand at the moment, which is great. I keep it stored in a tiny little bottle like this. So I'm going to make a small funnel out of just a sticky note so that I can pour it in easy. So here's my little bit of black powder. I'm just going to pour that in there. Set you guys back up on the stand. Okay, so once you have your powder in there, I'm just going to take a small piece of tissue cloth and wedge that in there to keep all the powder from falling out. So there you have it. That's how to make the 22 cap gun airsoft shell. But just to finish it off and make it actually shoot BBs, I'm going to take this regular Airsoft BB, just here, and wedge that on. There you go. That's how to do it.